Video walkthrough on a Keystone Cougar. Start in the back. You are pre-wired for a backup camera. Does not have one, it's just pre-wired for one. And usually they draw power from the backup cameras, for the cameras from the marker lights. So your your truck's running lights usually need to be on for the backup camera to work. Back here, plenty of space back here. It's also underbed storage for one of the beds. Receiver, not for towing. Says it right there, not for towing, 300-pound capacity. So a bike rack and one of those large racks for some extra coolers and whatnot. It does have a ladder, so it is a walkable roof. I encourage you to go up there a couple times a year and just inspect the roof material and the sealant. The only way to keep your warranties proof of regular maintenance, so that involves doing spot seals or rubber roof maintenance, which I recommend getting done once a year. Yep. And then regular other stuff you see, spot gaps in your sealant, spot seal it. Take before and after pictures if you need to. Keep receipts if you get any work done. Because like I said, the only way to keep that warranty on your roof is proof of regular maintenance. 50 amp shore cord. This is your shore cord. It'll be in this compartment. And you can see about how long it is. It might even say it on the sticker. No, not in this one. Sometimes the stickers tell you how long they are. This one I did not see it. Over here, freshwater fill. This is where you fill your onboard fresh tank. Right there. Just rest your hose in there. Don't jam it in there. And then monitor its filling progress on the monitoring panel. Don't wait until you hear water squirt out everywhere to judge that it's full. And then down here is your drain for it. So let's close it right now. So when you're ready to dump it, you just pull this out and it'll all come out real quick. I always like doing it standing up so I can get away real quick, because kneeling down like I am now, you're gonna get wet because it comes out really fast. Right here, spot to store your sewer hose. These do not come with sewer hoses. That's gonna have to be a separate purchase, but that's where you're gonna want to store it. Access to it from both sides. Go back here, you have a black tank. A lot of times on these, the single bathrooms, if they have two bathrooms, and I'm not quite sure if this one does, the second bathroom will just lead into a black tank. So that will be this right here. You just pull this handle to dump it. Make sure the handle's all the way in. It is now, before you take your cap off. Oh, so you're gonna get a little nasty mess. You have another gray tank up over here. So you can see the handle for the other gray tank is right there. And then you follow this, the black. The handle for the other black tank. Black and gray right here. So that'll go in here. So you have two black tanks, two gray tanks in this. And that's where the other three would drain right there. So usually, rear bathroom will lead into its own black tanks of both the sink and the toilet. Then you have another gray tank, galley tank for the kitchen sink, and then you have a black and gray for the front bedroom, usually how these are laid out. Up here, quick disconnect for an external shower. Right, one of these. There's another spot you can use that on here too. Bypass, so when you're winterizing, you can turn the bypass to on. Now nothing will enter your water heater. And you can turn that to on. You winterize right there. If you have a spare hose, you screw it into there, cut it short, so you can stick the end of it in a gallon of antifreeze, and when you turn your pump on, instead of sucking from your fresh tank, which is that tank I'll show in the back, it'll suck from your hose, your gallon of antifreeze. Right below that, city water connection. That's where you hook your hose up to if you're going to run off of city water pressure. And if that were the case, you don't need to use your pump or anything like that. Below that, two tank flushes for both black tanks. So you can, as you're dumping the black tank, you can hook the hose up to here. There's a little nozzle in there that kind of like flush everything out. And then black and gray dump handles here. Battery disconnect, so you can disconnect the battery during storage. If you are plugging this in to charge during storage, make sure the battery is connected. And satellite and cable inlets. And a solar plug. It's pre-wired for solar. It doesn't have solar. You have to buy like the if you want to get the ZAMP solar, you have to buy the monitoring panel and then plug it into there. these unscrew. There should be a top one and a bottom one. Yep, top and then a bottom one. So you can run all your hoses, and if you have a portable satellite or cable, you can run it up through here, and you don't have to have this door open. Water heater, super simple to use. The only thing you'll have to do is put your anode rod in here. This is your anode rod. Eventually this material will start getting worn away. They say when you have 25% of this remaining, get you a new one. 1 1/16 is the socket size, so you're gonna put this in here. Put it in as much as you can by hand. Tighten it the rest of the way with the socket. And once you have it in there nice and tight, hook up water, whether it be from your city water or for a fresh tank. It's gonna automatically start filling, and you're good to turn it on. If you want to use it on electric, there's a switch out here that this needs to be on. Now, even though the switch is on, doesn't mean it's running on electric. There is a button on the inside that you still have to turn on for this to work on electric. Just make sure that this is also in the on position. And then, recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want it sitting half full of water for a long time, because that water will start to get stagnant and whatnot. So before you drain it, shut off whatever source of water you're using, whether it be your pump or at the faucet for the city water. Then you're going to open up your pressure relief. You're going to have to hold it open like this. Water or air is going to squirt out of here. And when the air stops, when the water stops squirting out, snap it closed, and then you can take your anode rod out. If you neglect to do this first, you're going to get a bath. And then besides that, maintenance wise, just make sure this whole area is clean, especially in there and down in there. Then right next to your water heater is your furnace. So just keep it clean. Make sure there's no debris or anything in there. They do make screens for these. It's to keep like the road debris and insects from building nests in there. Right here you have your leveling system. Nice and clear written instructions right here. Nice large sticker. Easy to understand, easy to read. But we'll kind of demonstrate how to do your auto level. You hit auto level. So while that's doing that, we'll kind of work around. That way we can get that time to do that. It's one of your propane tanks. You have two 30-pound cylinders. One's on this side, one's on the other side. We'll talk more about that when we get to the other side. Lots of good information here. You have your unloaded vehicle weight, which is 11,180 pounds. So that's the dry weight of this trailer. Gross vehicle weight is the most this trailer will ever weigh, 14,000 pounds. So you have, that includes that's most of your trailer weight. So that includes your cargo carrying capacity, which is 2,084 pounds. And then lots of good information there, but the most important one to me is this number right here, 80 psi. That's what you want to check your tires at before you tow this anywhere. That's what they've been checked to at right now, because you don't want these tires to blow out. So 80 psi, go off of this number, not what your tires say. Light here, and then docking lights do this light right there, and then these LED strips on the side right there. Here, access to your batteries, and then your spare tire, as well as a minor amount of storage in here too. You can see the leveling system is doing its thing. We're gonna lift these up just a little bit. Sometimes when the leveling system activates, the steps get a little weird. If you just pick them up, put them back down, it should be good. Or if you're really worried, when you do the leveling system, have your steps in. Other side of the propane, here, up there is your regulator. You see this black little thing right here? You can see, follow this line. It's going back over there. So it's going to be pulled from the other tank first. If you wanted to change that, switch this over by hand like that. So now it's pointing this way. So if you follow this line, it's going to this tank. So if you had both tanks on, it's going to pull from this tank first. If this tank were to get emptied, it'll automatically switch to pulling from the other tank. However, this selector doesn't move when it switches over. So you don't have it, it doesn't tell you that it switched over, but it will switch over. So keep that in mind. And then some people think if you have it in the middle, it's going to pull from both tanks equally. It doesn't work that way. It's one or the other. And we'll make sure these get turned off for you now. Yep, they're off right now. Right here is your brain for your touchscreen, your in-command touchscreen. Don't mess with this at all. Don't open it up. Don't do anything with that. If you wiggle one wire loose, it could make a lot of things not work. So don't touch this. Tank heater, so you have fresh engraved black. All that is there's a heating pad stuck to the tank. It's going to keep the things from freezing up in the winter, whatever you have in those tanks. Satellite and cable outlet, as well as GFCI outlet, so you could have a TV outside if you wanted. Another GFCI outlet right here. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if one's going to trip, all the ones on that circuit will trip as well. When we go inside, I'll show you the reset for that. Fridge vent, just keep it clean. Keep this one clean and that one up there clean from any debris or anything. They make screens you can also like zip tie to these too to keep things from getting up in there as well. Another outdoor sprayer, just like the one inside, quick disconnect. And the sprayer in there will work for this one as well. Outdoor kitchen. So you slide this out. There is a drip pan right in here. Then all you do to use this, take your propane, hook that to that quick disconnect right there, and there's a black valve that you have to open. Once you have the propane hooked up to here, all you do is just turn this like that until it's lit, and then you can turn it and leave it like that. It's all good. Alright, pardon the sudden pause. Interrupted for something real quick, but I'm back. We just finished talking about that. Gotta have a fridge out here with a temperature adjusting, and then you can turn it off here. So like a small freezer in there. This only works when this camper is plugged in, so keep that in mind. And then match your clothes like that. Alright, so we can go back to our leveling system because it says it's done. So this is level, jacks down, so the jacks are down. It'll always say jacks down even if the rear ones are up because the front ones are down. So if you want to raise your jacks, you can use your arrow keys right here. Scroll down to auto retract rear. That's the one you want to use if you don't have a truck hooked up to it. If you hit auto retract all, it's going to retract the front ones too, and the camper is going to do a nosedive. So only use auto retract all if you're hooked up to your truck. So if you go auto retract rear and enter, it's going to automatically start retracting the rear jacks. And then when we're done, I'll go back over here and show you some more about that. Well, because you can raise and lower the front with that as well. So now we'll go on the inside. You come to the in-command system, the power button, turn it on, turn your interior lights on. Right now it's asking for a passcode. It's going to be all zeros. You can go to settings, you can go to passcode, type in the current passcode, and then it'll ask you what you want to do, if you want to change your passcode or clear it or reset all your settings. Excuse me. So your water pump on and off from here. Water heater, you can do gas, electric, gas and electric. Remember what I said with electric, that the switch on the outside needs to be on for electric to work. Definitely want to make sure there's water in the water heater too before you use electric. You could burn the heating element out if not. HVAC controls, front AC, so that'll be that AC right there. It'll ask mode, fan, that'll just run the fan on the AC if you do cool. Now you have fan modes, auto, low, and high. I recommend auto. Auto is going to allow your AC to cycle on and off at your set temperature. So if you have it set to 60 degrees, once it senses it reaches 60 degrees in there, and by the way, that's what these are for right here. These are temperature sensors. for each room. Well, not each room, but each zone the AC is in. So once that zone temperature reaches 60, the compressor and the AC will shut off. A lot of times the fan stays running, and then the compressor will cycle on and off to help regulate that 60 degrees. If you just had it on low or high, once it reaches 60, your AC will continue to keep cooling. Eventually, it will freeze up and shut off. Then you have to wait for it to thaw to use it again. And that's why I recommend auto is going to allow that to prevent that from happening. Going to rear AC, same mode, same deal, cool, and same fan mode works the same way. Heat, fan mode works the same way. You just raise it for your heat. And then you have auto. So auto could be, let's say you had it set to 65 inside. So obviously, the zone is 83, so the AC is going to know to turn the AC on to bring the temperature to 65 degrees. But let's say that night it dropped to 40 degrees. Now it'll know to turn the furnace on to bring it to 65 degrees in here. So it's nice like that. And then the fan mode again works the same way, auto, high, and low. And you do have some vent controls for that vent up there, so if you hit open, a lot of times it takes a little bit to respond. There you go. It's going to open right up. And then kick the fan right on. And if you can turn the fan off, you get low, medium, high, and then you can hit close. And as soon as it closes, it'll turn the fan off. You have controls for your slide outs. So front wardrobe slide is this slide. And the thing about this slide is when you operate your slide out, you want your door to be open because this door is hinged. The hinge side of this door is attached to the slide out. So if you go like this and try to close your slide out, it's not going to close and you could damage the door. Little pointer for that. Then your sofa dinette slide, which is that slide right there. And your kitchen slide, which is that slide right there. Then controls for your awning in and out. Both awnings work the same way. They do not stop automatically when they reach their outward position, so you'll have to visually look at that. If you kept holding out, eventually it'll roll in. It'll just roll the fabric the wrong way around the tube. And it does not self-roll in when it's rainy or windy or anything like that, so you have to be keeping an eye out for that heavy wind. You can have it out during the rain, but when you start getting heavy gusts of wind, real strong rainstorm, roll your awning in. It's not worth risking it breaking. And if you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, roll it back out to let it dry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can, for the controls here, now you have the monitoring panel, so you can read how full your fresh tank is, your black 2, gray 1, and gray 2. So black 2 will be just the back bathroom. Both the sink and the toilet will drain into that. Black 1 and gray 1 will be this bathroom in here, and then gray 2 will just be your kitchen sink. Pretty easy, huh? Alright, we'll kind of go to the bedroom area first. Outlets, USB ports either side of the bed. Carbon monoxide alarm uses your standard 9-volt battery, so when they start giving you a low voltage chirp, replace your battery. Spot to mount a TV with satellite and cable outlets, as well as regular outlet here. You do have storage up under your bed, a large amount of storage here. Plenty of storage here. Again, this door I was telling you, make sure it's open. Your light switch from here will always be in the downward position. That is because it is also controlled from the in-command system. So this is a momentary switch. Coming through here, the bathroom. Light switch for the bathroom. Here's the GFCI you're going to hit reset on if any of them were to get tripped. And then the bathroom's very nice. Shower. These kind of magnet together when you're showering, when you're transporting. I always recommend closing this so they don't swing all over the place. And then, yeah, very easy. You do have another fan in here. Fan with another lid you can crank up here. Definitely recommend having this open with the fan running when you're taking showers, especially hot ones. Then your toilet is very simple. It does hold water like that. As long as you're holding this pedal down, it's going to keep flushing. Now there's no water hooked up, so that won't fill back up with water. But you can stand here for 5 minutes and just continue to flush. And the nice thing about this toilet is it's porcelain, so it'll feel like your toilet at home. It's nice and sturdy. It's not like the cheap plastic ones. Alright, and then your bathroom door, just like your shower door when you're traveling, make sure you clip it. Other than that, it just slides run that down through here. Have some light switches here, one on the left with the decorative LEDs in there, one on the right. There's the two lights up there. Come on over here. Plenty of closet space with a light in there. Get your breaker box, all your breakers for all your 120 volt appliances, and then all of your fuses for your 12 volt appliances. I recommend carrying some spare fuses just in case. Another light switch here, does the LEDs there. The one underneath it, it's like a photosensitive switch. You just tap it, turns the lights on. If you tap and hold, it'll dim the lights. Then tap it again, turns them off. This table right here, excuse me, turns into a bed. All you do is lift the table up, pop the legs off, rest the table on this shelf right here, and then use these cushions to fill the void. Then you do also have a small amount of storage underneath these beds, benches as well. Another GFCI outlet here, as well as a switch. Does decorative LEDs along the outside of this island. Microwave works like your standard microwave. This trailer is not plugged in, the microwave will not work. Cooktop, super simple to use. So you light your burners, you just turn them to the flame. Twist the sparker, they light right up. All three burners work the same way. Oven works a little bit differently. You turn that to the flame, push and hold. As you're pushing and holding this in, you're going to twist the sparker right here. And what you're looking for is that pilot back in there to get lit. Once the pilot is lit, you then turn it to your desired temperature. Now, if you don't feel like relighting that pilot again, and when you're turning it off, if you turn it off to the flame, it shuts the burner off but leaves the pilot on. Always turn it completely off before you go to bed or before you're going to leave this trailer unattended. Then you do have a light switch here. Up turns the lights on, middle has them off, and then down is the lights here, as well as the lights in the oven. Fridge, very simple. You have on or off, so right there, on, off. Then you have auto gas, so you can see it says auto. Auto, you have a little green dot there, it's telling you it's on auto. If I hit gas, it's going to switch to LP. I recommend just leaving on auto. Auto is going to allow it to, well, defaults to 110, but if it were to lose 110 power, like the campground or wherever you guys are at, were to lose power, it's going to automatically switch to running off of propane for you. Then you can change the setting of the temperature, 5 being the coldest, and then the temperature on there, it tells you what the temperature currently is in the fridge. It says 60 degrees. These fridges, whether you're running on gas or electric, a fridge this size will take anywhere from 10 to 12 hours to get to operating temperature. So don't plug it in and think it's good to hold food right away. You have to give it at least half a day, a fridge like this, before you can start storing food in there. TV, you can unsnap this and then pull it out and change which direction it's looking at. Radio, power right here, volume right here. You have different zones, so zone 1 is inside, so you can turn the inside speakers off, just have them outside. Zone 2 is outside, so you can turn the outside speakers off, just have the inside. You can have them both on, you can have them both off for some reason if you wanted to do that. Very configurable. Presets right here, 1 through 6, push and hold to save a preset. You have pause, play, stop, previous channel or rewind, next channel or fast forward, Bluetooth mode selection, so auxiliary and Bluetooth mode like that. Auxiliary port, headphone jack, which you probably never use. USB, usually USB does not interface with these, it's just for charging your phone. These are very easy to use. There's a remote for them. The remote for it is in here. So, remote for the TV, remote for the radio, which also acts as a DVD player. It is not an HD DVD player, it's a HD DVD. It's not an HD, sorry, it's not a Blu-ray player, but it is an HD DVD player. So turn your TV to one of the HDMI channels and then pop just a regular DVD in there, not a Blu-ray. Fireplace, so you have on or off here. This changes the temperature. And then your color, you can change the color of the flame. Heat, so you can turn on and off the heat, so low heat, high heat, no heat. And then timer, you can set a timer from 1 hour all the way to 8 hours. And this is strictly electric, so it'll only It'll only work when this trailer is plugged in because it's 120 electric. But they do put out enough heat, so if it's got a little chill in the air in the summer, or if you're staying in the late fall, it'll get it warmer in here rather than having to run your furnace full bore. And then below that, you're gonna have your Good Sam booklet as well as the keys. And underneath that is has all your manuals and whatnot in there too. Recliners right here. Pull these up to recline. Then you have a light. Turns on the light down there. USB port, and then massage right here, and then heat right here. Both chairs are like that. Again, since they're plugged into 120, it'll only work when this trailer is plugged in. Light switch here. LEDs up in there. And then same thing as in the bedroom, it's a momentary switch to turn on and off these lights here. Well, not a momentary, but a single position switch. Coming back here to my favorite part about these large bunks. Suits a lot of people. Light up in there, you just click it in the middle, turn on and off. You have outlets and USB on that side. Underneath is access to that rear storage. Get me a little. Emergency exits both there and there, very easy to use. Access to the top bunk with a spot for more USBs and a spot for a TV, and then and power for a TV up there as well as another spot for a TV and here. So again, power and coax outlets right there. So you could have 2 TVs in here if you'd like to. And then your ladder to get up there if you need to kind of make more space in here. You can lift this up. Kind of stores it vertically. It gives you more space and access to get into the bathroom, which you do have access to the outside, which is nice, so you don't have to have guests that are overcut through your camper to use the bathroom. They can just strictly use this one. So here, GFCI outlet here. Remember where I showed you where the reset is on the main bathroom. And same deal with the toilet here. Same thing, porcelain toilet. And then some storage there, storage underneath there. And remember what I was saying, both this toilet and the sink drain into black tank 2. And then bathroom door, same deal. I'll clip it like this to move it in and out. Alright. Let's turn that off. That off here. Alright. Well, that pretty much concludes. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. I told you I was going to tell you about the leveling system, and there's more things I forgot. Smoke alarm, fire extinguisher here. And then you do have a smoke alarm over there, just like your CO2 detector, CO detector, 9-volt batteries. If those start beeping, replace the batteries. And then you will also have, right down here, an LP alarm, that's propane gas detector. If that goes off, calmly leave, turn the propane off, and then let everything run out and come back in to investigate. It could be something as simple as it going off because a burner wasn't shut off all the way. That is hardwired to the 12-volt system, so that doesn't have any batteries you have to worry about changing. So the rear jacks are up. I wanted to show you how you would raise and lower the front of this trailer if you had to get it to your truck. So you turn it on, if you hit front, it's going to raise the front. And if you hit retract and then hit front, it's going to lower the front. Just that simple. You could do that to get your truck on and off of it. Alright, well that concludes the virtual tour of the Keystone Cougar. I hope you guys enjoy using this trailer. I really like these setups on these Cougars. I really love the large bunk beds in the back, so I hope you guys get a lot of use out of it. And I hope you found the video informative. Goodbye.